Yo, 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 it's your boy Big F, a.k.a. the Double Vodka Down, here with my co-host, Young Wayne Jetski, the SoundCloud King.
Skirt!
Our first episode ever, the MVP of the podcast, producer Colin Cooper, is not here.
He's MVP is MIA.
Yeah, he's in Canada filming The Wolf Pack, a bunch of goons.
Bunch of goons, but he's on the road. You know, he's making shit happen. So shout out, Colin. We miss you.
Even though I do want to say for the record, if he is, I guess you could say, initiated into The Wolf Pack, I'm friends with everyone in the Wolf Pack individually. I'm a Rico rider for life. Any crossover with this podcast and knows what I'm talking about with Pick'em, I'm a Rico guy. I just want to get that on the record.
All day?
100%. Rico's my guy.
I'm not going to sign allegiance to either. I have never really interacted much with Rico. The Wolfpack guys seem like nice guys. Don't really know them too well.
I said, I'm friends.
Yeah,
with,
I'm friendly with
I
everyone.
like all
with everyone.
I'm a Rico rider.
One thing I can say though is Rico has the most fire T-shirt logo of all time with the Rico Riders, the Rough Riders.
He hasn't. He just took the Rough Riders.
Okay, whatever. It's still fucking fire.
He just put Rico. No, it's fire as fuck. I have a T-shirt.
Yeah,
I got one at my desk.
Imitation is
I was wearing it yesterday.
Largest form of fire.
I was showing my allegiance to the Rider clan.
So we miss you, Colin. We hope all is well.
I miss him. That's literally. It was so funny. Like when I texted you that, I was like, "Yo, like, Colin's not here." I was like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
I'm capable, bro. We're okay.
We
don't worry. We got the camera set up. We got everything. I still do this in the mornings.
Fuck it.
All
right.
What's it called? So we obviously had our first kind of like I want to say like listener interaction, but I feel like this is the first time I felt that our podcast had made a really big impact in someone else's life with the story of kind of what Chad was going through. How'd that turn out?
Yeah, shout out to our guy Chad. He actually, so for those of you who didn't listen last week, for some reason, we had one of our listeners, Chad, one of our members of the 808s family, just reached out and just said just how much he appreciated the podcast.
Loud Pack.
It was just helping him get through his time. His mom is going through radiation. He actually cleared up with me. I'm happy to announce that she does not have cancer.
She's in remission?
She's in remission.
Hell yeah.
She's getting radiation.
That's awesome.
But we were able to raise $1,200 for her. I sent it over to him. He said it was going to cover all her co-pays, the surgery and the treatment she was getting and stuff like that.
Shout out everybody who donated. That was huge.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone
awesome.
who donated, who's listening, who's not listening, thank you so much. It's honestly what's crazy to have realized that we had that kind of impact. Because then other kids kind of reached out and said not like the same exact thing, but we're just like, oh, like you, like how much they appreciated.
Yeah, I had a couple dudes. One guy reached out, talk about how much the podcast was helping, and also my music, which was pretty cool. Like through a tough time, show that they said the same thing, kind of or echoed the idea that even though we don't think it's as big as it is, it's not even a big thing right now. But we have like a product that is or I don't know, conversation that's helping people through their day. I think that's awesome.
I love it. It's crazy to think about. Shout out to Chad, my guy. He sent me a few long heartfelt messages. He was just kind of just talking about just videos he sent me, just kind of talking about what happened, just kind of talking about his mom, giving the story a little bit and everything. I actually gave him a couple winners this week, so I made him even a little more cash.
There we go. Okay.
Game Baylor and Clemson. Yup. Check. But I mean, shout out to him. Shout out to all the listeners, the family. You guys are all family. I said it last time. You guys mean everything. Without you, this doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no pod.
We do it for you.
But having said that, let's get into it. This week, probably most notable industry news is the Grammys. The Grammy nominations came out and the for all the categories. I never really watched the Grammys very intently or anything like that, but I always keep an eye on what nominations are because it kind of shows you what. Especially now with social media, it's kind of funny to see the contrast between what people in the industry think is award worthy and what we do. But I don't know. Are you a big do you go by Grammy nominations? Think that you think it's rigged, or do you think it's legit?
I think it's
the actual best quality or best in each category is winning, or it's a political thing.
No, of course it's political. I mean, it's all fucking. I mean, let's call what it is. It's a bunch of old ass white dudes in a room. They don't know shit about music. They just pick the most mainstream all this kind of you'll never hear any real raw authentic shit, or you'll hear it some I'm sure we'll get into it obviously, but kind of I feel like it's fucked up for them the nominations they threw to Nipsey.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's not that he wasn't deserving.
They're catering to him because he died and because it's an easy layup.
Exactly, he passed. They're trying to cater like to the culture.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's
good call.
Like it's not genuine. That's it's not a genuine nomination. That's what I think.
Like if Nip was
from them, I'm saying it's like not in the quality of the music. I'm saying it's not genuine. They're not coming from a genuine place, giving him the nomination.
Like if Nip was dead, I think he's
like
nominated
exactly.
for 3 different times.
If he was alive,
and that's no knock on his music, but it's just a knock on like no one. It's the fake love that the industry showed like after he died, shit like that.
And like we'll get into too, even like Lil Nas X, even who we love, getting like the nomination for like album of the year, like.
That album, it was not a great
album of the year, bro.
It was awesome because he had just blown up and he put like 7 different songs out.
I love the wave. I love the movement. Like let's talk real as music. Like just trying to talk music as people. Like that's just not one of the top. Like if you're gonna look me dead in my face and say that Lil Nas X's album was one of the best. What is it? 5 who get nominated?
5, I believe. Yeah, I'll look
one
right
of
now.
The best 5 albums made in music this year. Like that's just insane. That's just not true.
There was 8 nominated. Bon Iver, Norman fucking Rockwell, Lana Del Rey. When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Billie Eilish. Thank You Next, Ariana Grande. I Used to Know Her by Here. 7, Lil Nas X. 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo. And Father of the Bride by Vampire Weekend were all nominated for Album of the Year. I'll tell you, I listened to 7. I listened to Thank You Next once out of hate because I don't like Ariana Grande's music, and listened to a couple Billie Eilish songs. We're rap guys. I didn't listen to every fucking album on this, but I can just tell you right now, there's no way that Lil Nas X is like comparable to the quality of Bon Iver's fucking album or Vampire Weekend, who's like a sick like alternative rock band. You know what I'm saying?
I barely listen to any of those albums.
And even
like obviously I've heard Thank You Next. Like I've heard the song like Thank You Next.
Yeah.
That, but I mean, like,
but commercially, like toe to toe, as far as
I'm not like a commercial
album.
guy like that. Like I'm just not. That's not what I listen to.
So that's why I guess I got to look into the sales of this, see how much of this is a numbers thing. But yeah, like, there's no way I don't think Lil Nas X should be involved in that category right now because his album, even without listening to the rest of these, I know his album wasn't like so crazy introspective and it wasn't like this beautiful like artwork telling a story. It was just 7 different songs, kind of 7 different genres, 7 different like half bangers. And if that's saying what the quality of music needs to be for you to be
well, I mean that
considered for album of the year, then all these people suck, and I'm sure that's not the case.
Someone who he didn't come in, I feel like in a way and try to like he did come in being himself. But I think he definitely was not someone who was trying to just like make the art of music.
That's what I'm saying.
He's someone who came in like I just want to be. Came in. I want to be a star.
And because he was famous so quick and had the biggest like social buzz around him, I think they threw him on here so many times. Because like I said, there's no way that he's making the quality of music that Lana Del Rey is making.
No, the impact of the song was on like Old Town Road was literally like the biggest just. With the social media movement behind it, it was literally like one of the biggest songs, like literally that I can like ever remember.
Yes, and that's why I think it should be Song of the Year. I think Song of the Year for Old Town Road is fair because either that or Sunflower because it was the Song of the Year. I think if someone like was like 2019, name a song, like look back on the year 2019.
It's Old Town Road.
It's Old Town Road. 100%. It's a song that blew up. It took the internet by storm. That's a good call by the Grammys.
I have no problem with it being Song of the Year. Album of the Year is like...
It's bullshit. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's like,
no way.
Not. It's not one of the best 8 albums made this year. No, it's not.
But they also...
they choose people who, like, pimp themselves out to, like, labels. Like, they... Like someone that's, like, independent or on, like, a smaller label.
Oh, of course.
They're not going to get, like, nominated for a Grammy. They're just not. Like it has to be that like above and beyond.
So but look at this bullshit. So they have Record of the Year and Song of the Year. What the fuck is the difference? But they do that so they can give a man and a woman each a win in like in a Grammy. So look,
they do that with everything because they have like best rap song, best rap performance.
So
like and it's literally it's 2 ones. It
means the same thing.
But it's all the same nominees.
So they can pick 2 winners.
Best rap song, best rap performance, and they're both. It's literally the exact same nominees.
So for Record of the Year, the songs you have Hey Ma by Bon Iver, Bad Guy Billie Eilish, 7 Rings Ariana Grande, Hard Place Her, Talk Khalid, Old Town Road Lil Nas X, Truth Hurts Lizzo, Sunflower Post Malone Sway Lee, and then Song of the Year we have.
I can see Truth Hurts. Truth Hurts is going to get one of those.
So, but in Truth,
they would love to give Lizzo
in Song of the Year, it's all different songs except for Bad Guy. So I'm telling you right now, they're going to give
Billie Eilish is going to get.
They're going to give Record of the Year to Old Town Road, and then they're going to give Song of the Year to Bad Guy Billie Eilish. So they can have Lil Nas X and Billie Eilish, the female social media celebrity artist.
You think
and
Lizzo be the one, like, because I feel like you see so much of the same people. You think like Lizzo be the one?
Lizzo's gonna get best pop solo performance for Truth Hurts.
See, that's what she performance.
They make categories for it to be able to cater to every fucking.
Lizzo definitely get a performance.
100%. Then there's best pop duo performance. It's going to be either Old Town Road or Sunflower. So Old Town Road's going to win Record of the Year, and then best pop duo performance is going to be Sunflower, Post Malone.
No, Old Town Road's going to win all that shit.
You think so?
Yeah, over Sunflower, I think so.
I don't know. I think they want a piece.
I just think it's so much more Grammy. Like I just feel like what they did, like what like fucking Lil Nas X and like
the Wave
Billy
is
Ray Cyrus
that
did, like
wave.
That wave is just very Grammy-ish. Like it's very just like mainstream Grammy type shit.
We'll see. I want to get to the rap ones at least because these are the ones that I think were actually somewhat okay. So we'll start with best rap performance. The nominees were Middle Child, J. Cole, Suge by DaBaby, Down Bad, which is Dreamville, off the Dreamville Revenge of the Dreamers album, J.I.D., Boz, J. Cole, Earth Gang, Young Nudy, Racks in the Middle, Nipsey Hussle, Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy, or Clout, Offset and Cardi B. So here's my question. So that's best rap performance, and then we have best rap/sung performance.
It's just like,
first of all, what is the difference between performance and is performance like someone did it live, or it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. No one even fucking knows.
I know.
No one knows.
So then they have for best rap sung performance, Higher, DJ Khaled, with Nipsey Hussle again, John Legend, Drip Too Hard, Lil Baby and Gunna, Panini, Lil Nas X, Ballin', Mustard and Roddy Ricch, The London, Young Thug featuring J. Cole and Travis Scott. I think sung performance is one of these best rap performance or best rap sung performance is going to be a song with Nipsey. Like one of these two.
100%.
It has to be. They're going to have to give him a win.
If he got these nominations, they're giving one to Nipsey.
Because they're not going to give him best rap song, but they're going to give him like best rap performance or best rap song performance. I just feel like they have to. And then there's the one with it's sung performance, and it's DJ Khaled, Nipsey Hussle, and John Legend. Like John Legend, marketable ass dude. They're gonna lob it to that just because it's like you can basically defend it for no reason. What do you think for? I guess we'll just go best rap, the regular one, best rap performance. Middle Child, Suge, Down Bad, Racks in the Middle, or Clout. I think it has to go to Middle Child. If it's performance, if we're going by performance, like I saw this live, I saw J. Cole do Middle Child at the NBA All-Star game, and it was fucking lit. I think that song's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would go with him or Suge.
I think Suge's going to get fucking best rap song so they can have them both win because it's technically the same thing. I don't know if performance means they did it live, but...
Wait, which one was the one that DaBaby and Gunna are nominated for best rap song performance?
Yeah, I don't think they'll win.
No,
they should. They should. That's like that was like
I'm glad they at least got nominated.
Yeah, that is fire as fuck.
Because
I actually think if we're going by a sung performance, if best rap sung performance means a rap song that was like it's melodic and was sung, then that category should go to Ballin' with Roddy Ricch and Mustard. Because that's the best melodic rap song I think I've heard all year. Just like the way he hits those notes. Roddy's fire. He has this weird gospel trap, almost country.
The one isn't
flow.
best rap song isn't a lot in it with J. Cole and 21 Savage.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna win that one.
Really?
I could see a lot winning that. Yeah.
I could. Yeah, I guess when you take into consideration like the different variations of what. Of like rap styles on it, but I don't think the Grammys gonna give 21 Savage a fucking award.
They already have.
When?
Rockstar.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. But that was you think they're gonna give him one post fucking getting deported almost?
Yeah, I think that song has a lot. I think that song definitely has a good chance to win.
So I really don't get I don't know. It's tough to determine the differences between best rap performance, best song performances, best like rap song. I don't really know how they divvy up these categories. I just know that I think DaBaby is gonna win one, has to win one. J. Cole's gonna win one.
J. Cole's gonna win a couple,
and they're gonna give something to Nipsey Hussle.
100%.
I think those are going to be the three winners throughout those categories. I don't know how, but I think that's going to be the three combos of winners. Then best rap album, which is probably the easiest one for us to actually know what the fuck they're talking about. Nominees were Revenge of the Dreamers 3, Dreamville, Championships by Meek Mill, I Am, Greater Than I Was by 21 Savage, Igor by Tyler the Creator, or The Lost Boy by YBN Cordae. I think this probably should be Igor, because I think it was the best album. It's very experimental. Tyler, the Creator, killed it. I love Revenge of the Dreamers, though. But I don't. There's no way I see anybody else besides Tyler winning this.
See, and this is kind of going back to my 21 point. Like, his album got nominated for a Grammy. 21's mainstream.
And he as far as music, and
he's accepted as mainstream too.
Yeah, he's a star. But you think he's gonna win Best Album? I don't think so.
I feel like
it was a good album.
I feel like J. Cole will.
If J. Cole dropped this, like whenever J. Cole drops his next solo album, he's gonna get Album of the Year. I know that for a fact. It's sick that YBN Cordae debut album is nominated for
that
Grammy.
That is insane.
Fire. That album was sick.
Wait, say those nominees again.
Revenge of the Dreamers 3, Dreamville.
That's I could see it like being that. That was what I meant when I said
I think it's cool that it was a collaborative album. They did it in 12 days or whatever, but it doesn't have like the theme or like the concept. When I think of an album, I think of something that has a concept, that has a story kind of persisting through it. And I think the ones that have the strongest stories are Igor and The Lost Boy. And I think Igor's production and like experimentation is just too crazy to not be considered better than The Lost Boy. Meek's was sick, but Meek's once again didn't really have like a theme.
Yeah, I Meek should definitely championship should like I thought it had good songs, but it definitely.
I don't think it's Album of the Year worthy.
It's not it.
So you think Revenge of the Dreamers for Album of the Year?
I don't like that's it's not my pick. That's more me just saying who I don't know. Honestly, you're probably right. Like Tyler,
I'm willing to bet the house that
Tyler the Creator, he probably will win. I don't know. I hate this shit because like I want to put any of these shits in my top albums. Like,
what would you be your Album of the Year?
But see, for me, it's gonna be like my favorites. Like I have to really think about it. Like
that's what's tough to when the Grammys come around. It's tough to separate like what you think your favorite is to then you have to think of the Grammys as like what is mainstream. The Grammys is mainstream music. What is the mainstream rap going to consider the best? Like if my Album of the Year was to pick right now, it would be fucking some like. New York drill, like if you ask me right now, some New York drill rappers' last EP, because it's all I've been listening to lately is these New York dudes that are popping off from Brooklyn. And I'll talk about that later. But like, it's hard for me to like separate my rap taste sometimes from what I like realize the mainstream.
But like,
media
I don't know.
Like.
I hate this Grammy shit actually. Like the more we're talking about it, the more I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm just like, yo, like I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about who wins. It's one of those things. If I was in an argument and I was gassing someone up, and they won a Grammy, I would definitely flex that.
100%.
But, like, I don't really give a fuck about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe at the end of the year, we should do our own, like, 808 Smoke Breaks Grammys. We'll just do 3 categories. Do Song of the Year, Collab of the Year, Album of the Year, or Video of the Year.
Bet.
I want to actually pivot because do a little sports talk. Another notable news story, not necessarily hip-hop, centered is the James Wiseman story over at University of Memphis. So
with this guy Penny
Hardaway, who was a booster from
no, not a boot. He's
essentially a booster.
He went there. He played for Memphis.
So
the backstory. He was James Wiseman's coach in high school.
Okay.
He was like a state champion high school coach. Penny was, and then they actually made like a great documentary about it on ESPN. That a guy that I think he played with and grew up with. Was coaching the team. He got sick, a disease. He died, and then Penny kind of like took over the team. He like helped out when the guy was sick. He took over the team, ended up completely taking over. Won a few state titles. This guy James Wiseman was on the team. Ended up becoming #1 recruit in the country.
Yep.
Then Penny took the job to go to Memphis. Who are you looking at first? What a coincidence! The #1 guy on my team is the #1 player in the nation.
Yeah.
#1 player on my high school team. So bang, he's got him. Now there's a whole thing going on with him basically what happened, he got suspended, they said he was ineligible. Then he got ruled like a grant to play. He played that night. Now I think his official, it's like 12 games.
Yes.
12-game suspension. So.
And he was suspended because he received money, $11,000 from Penny Hardaway to help his mom relocate to Memphis.
Yep.
When Penny Hardaway wasn't the coach yet. So the coach, the guy who is the coach now, gave his best player money so he could move closer to the school.
But think of it.
But not as the
my
coach.
Thing is, you can't think of it as the coach. It was his high school coach.
It was his high school coach.
His varsity high school coach who he was blessed to be a phenomenal NBA player, made some money in his life.
Yeah.
And now the funny thing is, like now he has to give 12-game suspension, and he has to give $11,500 to charity. And I'm like, yo, you don't pay this guy.
Yeah, and he used that money to fucking move, asshole.
Where is he? No, it's like he doesn't have it. Like you don't pay him.
Yeah.
He plays for you for a scholarship for zero money. How is he going to pay you that back?
And
I understand it's to a charity, but still.
So James Wiseman, I wasn't really too familiar with him. Is he hands-on best player in the nation, as you've seen from now?
I mean, he's one of them for sure. I mean, he's just a dominant center.
He's a lock for the NBA.
Yeah, he's a top I'd say he's a lock. Like, I mean, he's definitely a lock lottery pick, like 100%.
So I just think it's crazy. Like Penny Hardaway. Like, did he? What's the timeline of Penny Hardaway giving this kid money and knowing he was going to take the University of Memphis job and knowing this guy was going to Memphis? Was it like this kid committed? They're like, yo, you want to come coach here?
It's like, obviously, like, if you like your high school coach, like, you'd follow him.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Like, I'm saying,
he gave him the money.
If you really liked him, like, you'd follow him. I would.
My question is, did Penny give him money before he was the coach?
Big time program. I don't know.
It's just crazy. It's a crazy move. It's a crazy bull move. But honestly, I say shout out to fucking Penny for one, like knowing he was suspended and like basically campaigning for this kid to play so he could show up for NBA coaches.
He was saying he's gonna play no matter what.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna play like fuck it but that just shows like that's because that's that real loyalty. That's that home loyalty.
Yeah, and it also shows
that's not like he was coaching him when he was just like a kid.
And he knows the NCAA is fucking kids over and like let this kid show out and he fucking killed it.
It sucks. Like he's
got up on the draft board.
He's gonna miss like a good chunk of the season, but I mean.
Bro,
it's whatever. He'll be back. Like
he'll be better. Less games to fucking get hurt.
I mean, he'll be fine. They're gonna be fine. Like,
if I was him, I'd sit out the whole fucking year.
Yeah, but then then there's no point for any of these guys to go to college. Then.
Yeah, there isn't. Like if you're that good, and you're gonna be like
you still got
a lottery pick early,
yourself, though, because like, and it just hurt. I think it just hurts your development. Like not playing competitively for a whole year can definitely hurt your development.
I think
if you're just not like with a team, like I think it's a weird thing when you're on a team like that every day, like all the time. You said for literally your entire life since you were a little kid.
Yeah.
All these kids are on the AAU circuits. They're always with their teams, high school, all that shit. You're always playing ball all year long. Then just be off for a year for no reason.
Well, I don't necessarily be off. Like you'll be training and playing.
But you're still not playing like for real.
Yeah. I guess so.
It's just. But I'm saying it's just a weird thing.
Do you think this?
And go get some of that good college pussy.
But how
go be a king for a year?
Yeah.
I mean, you won't even do a full year. You'll be done in fucking March or April, whenever your team's out of the tournament.
I just look at it from the lens of like you blow your knee out. Like I mean, now it's not even that big of a deal.
But see, like him, like if he tore his ACL like tomorrow,
he'd be fine.
He'd still be a lottery pick.
It's crazy nowadays. That's how it is.
He's just like he's an elite prospect.
I think it's like just such a hypocritical thing of the NCAA to tell me he's to donate to charity. It's fucking nuts. But hopefully, like there's got to be some type of thing, that's gonna happen. Like, didn't he try to sue the NCAA moving forward? Like, this is not something that's gonna be sustainable for players to do because like guys are just gonna like if more people get found and taking improper benefits, are more people going to get fucking charged required to pay the money back? I've never heard of that before.
With football, obviously the whole Chase Young thing is like a lot different. But like I think in basketball, I think we're going to start to see a trend of more guys going overseas. 'Cause I think what LaMelo Ball did and what Hampton did. I can't remember his first name right now.
Yeah, I should have said what do you see coming for this for
Hampton,
players?
he plays for the team that we sponsor. Like that, it's in the NBL. It's the New Zealand it's Australia.
There's some strikers.
It's New Zealand. Yeah, it's either New Zealand or Australia. I'm an idiot.
Breakers.
The Breakers.
The Breakers. That's what they're called. The Breakers.
So like I think it's the NBL, and that's where like the guy Hampton and like LaMelo. That's the league LaMelo plays in. This dude actually was friends with an Ohio State Jay Sean Tate that played on the basketball team. He actually plays in that league now. But I think you're going to see more people do that because they can come there for 1 year. They'll make like $1 million, $2 million.
Yeah.
And just and it's like an English speaking country. So it's just like you're just in a good spot. Like it's just not like it's just a very strong alternative. When you can make that
How much money are they making?
Like $1 million.
What the fuck?
You didn't hear me just say that?
No, I zoned out. I was watching the game for a second.
You think I got fucking Texas money.
Yeah, well, I got a little more of a score than you. So they're going overseas making $1 million. Is that like how many American players can they have on a team? Probably like 1 or 2, right?
Nah, more than that probably a few.
Yeah, I see no reason why more kids won't be doing this. If I was 18 years old, that's what I would do.
I think it's gonna start. Like I think especially if guys like LaMelo Ball and like the dude Hampton, like if they have success with it.
Has success in the NBA.
Yeah, like the
if
NBA
next year they play better, as good as college players.
LaMelo's going to be a top 5. LaMelo, I think LaMelo's the truth.
I do think he's the truth as well.
I think LaMelo's going to be
poor LiAngelo.
LaMelo's going to be a top 5 pick.
How do you think LiAngelo Ball feels right now?
I mean, yeah, but they just knew he wasn't it. Like he knew he wasn't it.
And his brothers are eating though.
Oh yeah, I mean no, he's just not. He's someone he should have.
He played football 100%. He should have been a tight end,
wide receiver.
What is he? Probably 22 right now. 23? Not even.
Not even.
He should. Why doesn't he try to? And he's got eligibility still.
I mean, at this point, he probably does. But
LiAngelo Ball, go try out for a football team.
He can just try to play football. Nah,
right?
He's not going to do that shit.
Why not?
Because he can be rich just being LiAngelo Ball.
Yeah, but maybe get a little extra cheddar. I don't know. If I was LiAngelo Ball.
Dude, they got shows and shit, dude. Trust me, they're good.
I don't know. The fucking company folded.
They started a new one. They got like robbed. The guy like fucked them over. They started a new shit.
I don't think that means they're swimming in cash or they got fucked over at their company.
Well, no, but I'm saying they're in. I mean, but they're still like Lonzo's making. I'm telling you, they're good. They already had money. Like they grew up in Chino Hills. Like they already had money.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And like Lonzo.
Oh, he played in the NFL for a couple years.
In the NBA. He has money.
What's his name? The dad played in the NFL for a couple years. Regardless, you think this is going to start a trend that this James Wiseman's getting fined is basically going to start a trend of more players.
I don't think that's going to be the reason. I think overseas. I think it could be a contributing factor. I think that dudes like if LaMelo and like Hampton have good experiences with it, I think that's going to be.
And this is just a thing that's going to help.
I think that's going to be an even bigger factor. That just like another kicker, just be like, oh, like they're just NCAA's just on some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
we'll see. But I mean, a lot of the schools they still be paying. They be paying.
I guess so. Well, all right. It's a little sports, right? But I like when we dabble in sports a little bit, and you always give me some clarification. Sometimes I don't really. I need some clarity on
I need that shit. I fucking love sports, dude.
So that's all like the main noteworthy news for this week. But I think it's time for us to hit a little smoke break, and when we come back, I think we may have a special guest for everybody, so stay tuned.
All right. 808 Smoke Breaks. We are joined by Chef Donnie.
What's good, guys? Good to be back. It's been a minute.
Back from Africa.
Yeah.
The motherland.
The guy was in Zimbabwe. For those you don't know, our guy Chef Donnie was the cameraman producer out for Big Donnie and Zaz's trip to Zimbabwe. My guy was in Africa.
It was nuts, dude. It was fucking... I mean, it's out there. Zimbabwe is definitely your third world Africa country. Like, that's where they ship championship jerseys of the team that loses, for sure.
That's so bananas to think about. See, the first snap that I saw when you were, like, in Zimbabwe, and you were just on this, like, dirt road, and just seeing, like, all this, like, what it was, like, was it, like, trash, or there was all just, like, some shit.
like huts and stuff.
Like, just huts, and I was like, yo, this is, like, real life. I was like, yo, in 2019, like, people really be living like this.
In clay.
Man.
Like, I was
in
like,
a house made of clay.
Literally a hut.
It's different.
Glued together. Literally spit on that bitch, put two sticks together, and hope it heated up.
It's pretty third world, but, like, yeah, it wasn't as shocking to me because Donnie and I have kind of been.
That's
all
what
over.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
And before I even met Donnie, I was backpacking. And I did a month in India, and like after that, it's kind of like
you were in India.
I was in India for a whole month. Yeah, and like I was hitchhiking.
By yourself?
This guy was in the hills. This guy was in the hills.
What the fuck? Why were you in India?
This guy was in the hills in Nepal cooking for shelter.
Wait, backtrack. I know we're in Africa right now, but I thought you met Donnie just like because you just like DM'd him and you were in China for like a week or something like that.
No, dude, I backpacked. So I like left school junior year. I said I was gonna take classes online, and I didn't. And I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand, and I was backpacking for 4 months.
By your lonesome.
Yeah, and I was like living. What the fuck? I like lived on farms and would like cook for like free board because I didn't have that much money. So like live at a hostel, like cook for them for a week, and then sweep the floors and shit, and then move on.
And they give you bread for that? They give you money?
They give me money.
They give him shelter. They give him a
So
place to live.
They give you actual physical bread. They fed you.
Yeah,
they give him a place to live.
So I was right. They give him bread.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a story for a different time. There's a lot to unpack in that.
What the hell? Yeah. Okay. We'll have
back to Africa.
Yeah. We'll back to Africa.
Yeah,
that's fucking ridiculous. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
I was say so. Give me the thought process just when you like just for example like that video when you like first got there.
All right, so when I landed, I was actually like surprised. I thought it was gonna be worse. Like I was ready for like third world. Like I wasn't sure what Zaz like economics.
You were ready for Hotel Rwanda.
No, yeah, I was ready for like I was ready to be slumming it. Like I wasn't, But then we pull up to Zaz's place, and it's like a gated community. Zaz's like a very wealthy African.
Yeah,
like he would be rich in the United States. I'd say he'd be upper middle class. His dad's a doctor and his mom's a professor of economics.
That's why Zaz the leader of Little People for Trump.
Yep.
You know that he is.
But also see, because I think about it too, because I like thought about that once I saw like all the footage and I saw like how like he had like a nice ass house and all this shit.
So
but then I realized like you got to think about like he went to school in America, and like I feel like
That's dumb expensive.
anyone from overseas who goes to school in America, like your family has to have
A lot
money.
of times you have to pay tuition at least full up front. At least at Stevens, there's a lot of Asian foreign exchange students, and they're all fucking loaded. They'd pull up in Bugattis, Supreme head to toe.
Yeah, same at Ohio State. All the Asians, like you would see like a crazy ass car, like you'd see like a baby blue like 7 Series or like I think no, it was a baby blue Mozzie, and you would just know like it was literally they all lived in the same apartment complex. Just straight Asians.
Yeah. So he was wealthy, but then again, like you step outside of his complex, like his little gated community, and it's you're back in the thing with third world countries is you're either really rich or you're dirt poor. There's no like middle. There's no in between. Mm-hmm. So you walk outside, and even to get gas, the fuel line for a gas station was like 300-400 yards long every day and doesn't move. So you're waiting just to fill your fuel. There's a fuel shortage there.
How long would you say it takes? Like if you
went
to the end of that line?
I don't know, like a few hours at least.
You're just
up to
waiting?
5 to 6 hours just waiting for gas.
So that, but because he can pay for it, so he doesn't have to.
Well, he's got like connections to the whole thing's very like corrupt too. So it's all about who you know in the government. Like if you know the gas man, like you can get you can
get it whatever you want.
You pay it, yeah, you get whatever you want. But even though he's wealthy, they still didn't have electricity from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. There's no power. There's only power on overnight.
That's crazy.
So
they don't have a TV or anything?
They do, but like it only comes on at like 10
only at 10 at night?
Yeah.
So it's 10 their time.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
So what's the reasoning for that time?
They just don't have enough
just to go to sleep?
Yeah, well, they just don't have energy They have energy shortages. So I think their theory is, well, during the day there's sunlight, so you don't need lights, and then when the sun goes down, like you need your house lights to feel
I see.
So I think that's the theory behind it. But yeah, dude, it's a huge inconvenience. Like planning to charge, you have to just make sure everything's charging overnight.
I was just gonna ask,
and then
charging your
and
phone,
also like
laptop.
too, you don't have Wi-Fi all day when you're doing shit, which is not the end of the world. But then
it's like a phone. Think about all the camera equipment shit he's got to charge.
Yeah, you just post everything at night. Like it was kind of a hassle. And then no AC was the.
Oh my god!
It was 102 degrees on average.
I feel like if I went to Africa, I would lose like 30 pounds in a week.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot, and there were mosquitoes.
That could be your summer
and
diet trick.
And I'm a picky eater too, so that would have been a really tough dilemma for me.
Oh, that's a good question. So, what was the first meal you had there?
First meal we had there.
Or first meal of
it was like goats. So we had like it was goat's neck, like chicken stomach, and then sadza, which is like their version of cornmeal. They eat it with everything. It's basically like a corn paste. Pretty much like you use it as a vessel for everything else, and then it's a lot of stewed meat, so slow cooked meat. It was delicious, and then I mean the few of the highlights were what we had trotas, which is Zah's favorite, which is pig's feet. Like
I thought you were gonna say train sodas.
No,
Trotas.
That's a good idea. I
literally thought I was like, they have trains.
That's a Donnie.
They have trains?
Yeah.
And they serve beer on their train?
No shit.
We had pig's feet. Like the biggest thing is Donnie and I will eat anything, so it wasn't hard. I was like, my parents loved you because you guys were easy to cook for. Like,
yeah.
I think that's
my problem is I'm like the worst at that shit, but I would feel so bad. I would just not say anything, and then I would think they would like look down at me when I eat like half of it.
Right. No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I didn't shit solid for 2 weeks. Like I shit my pants every day, but it was like, what can you do? Your stomach's not used to it.
You're just out there. You're just in that
shit.
bitch.
It's gonna happen. Whatever.
Were his parents like? I assume they're both like. His whole family fluent in English, right?
Yeah, they're all fluent in English. Yeah,
that's crazy.
But then they all speak. It's funny, Shauna, the language of Zimbabwe. They like speak it and then they mix in English words. Like you'll hear Zah like speaking English and then like switch to Shauna yelling some shit and like switch back to English. It was funny to be around.
You said that when you first got back, you're like I was hearing Zah make noises.
Dude, Zah was making like clicks and pops and like like crazy. I've
like
never seen
tribal
Zah
shit.
so happy. Yeah, honestly, he was in a different Zimbabwe. Zah is like the kid was just in his element and he was drinking and singing and laughing. Like you could tell that he had some different energy there for sure.
Where were you at when he was playing the fucking like bongo at the dinner table?
Oh, we were at
that restaurant looked great.
So that restaurant was actually that was in Victoria Falls, which is like the most touristy spot, like the one spot in Zimbabwe where people will go and it's like nice hotels and whatnot.
Yeah.
So this was we went there as kind of like a joke, but to eat like certain game meat of like eland and water buck that you can't get at other restaurants. But it was a very touristy spot. You go in and they give you like a robe right away, and then it's all around. I took a funny video because it's all just like old white people that are like, probably in their 60s, 50s, old couples traveling, and you could tell that they're just like, oh my god, like honey, this is Africa, like authentic. Dude, we're in Africa.
And you had just been in the
people
bush.
Like would come around and like with like bongos. It was so like drummed up for tourists, and people would like there's like a fake shaman and all this shit that's like clearly just drummed up for tourists, but you could tell that most people were just lapping it up. So that was the one night. But Zah got all in, and he was like playing the bongos, just. Basically, that night was for him laughing at other white people, just tourists in his country.
So you guys were obviously like, besides tasting the local cuisine and shit, you were a big part of it was like you're basically filming like a travel show. Or
it's basically a tour of. I think the premise of the show is basically Za shows us Zimbabwe. So we got to Harare. We got 2 days in the city where he lives to kind of adjust, and then we hit the road and we drove around the entire country for like 9 days, and it was not like fun drives, because it was bumpy road. 13 hours in a car, but the stops were amazing. The first stop was National Park, was the bush where we did the camping in the tents, and that was like, I mean, that shit's just out of a movie. I'd never seen, and like a lion. We did see lions, but an elephant came right through our campsite and just like walked in, fucking sat his ass down right in front of our tent, just standing there, huge ass elephant. If you wanted to at any moment just and like charge, we'd all have been fucked.
I would have been so fucking
Dude, it was
scared.
nuts. It was not,
you were literally in the bush, like in the wild.
I would have been petrified.
Yeah, well, the best part is Zaz like, I don't do any of this. Like, this is not what I do. I'm a rich kid. I stay in my house. I don't go camping. He was the most uncomfortable out of the three of us, because Donnie and I at this point were used to. We basically, whenever we travel, it's always the roughing it and the grittier side. So for Zaz, it was funny to see him be out of his element when we're in tents, and there were hippos like fighting outside our tent. And he woke up like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this anymore." It was pretty funny to see that.
What was the scariest moment, or at any moment where you're like, "Fuck, my life is in danger," or
dude, I mean, like in the middle of the night when you get woken up by wild animals fighting outside your tent, it's like a little unnerving.
Yeah,
because there's just a little tiny piece of fabric separating you from beasts of the night, and you hear them and they're loud. They wake you. You get woken up by everything. And then Zaz always like, yeah, like don't like when in the morning. He's probably being a little more like cautious than you had to be, but he's like, look out for leopards. Like I've seen people just get sniped by leopards from walking out of their tent, and there's a tree right over a tent, so you got to go out.
That's fucking crazy.
I couldn't hear shit like that.
You'll get sniped by a leopard. It'll just jump off the fucking tree and eat you.
I'd be like, if that's a possibility, what the fuck are we doing out here?
Yeah, dude.
Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It was nuts.
We're gonna die.
The safari stuff was cool though. You saw zebras, you saw lions.
Someone
elephants,
had a gun with them at all times, I imagine.
No gun. No, we didn't go with a guide. We were just like, it's like going to Yellowstone National Park on your own and not like, and just camping.
Except there's more animals that can kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you didn't? No one had a fucking gat?
Not even a knife. Nothing.
We had nothing. And also like Donnie.
Who was your tour guide? He didn't have a fucking.
No, it was Zaz. It was Zaz's brother-in-law, who's like just like an amateur, just knows the country a little bit better than Zaz.
Dude, buy a fucking gun.
Dude, they're out here with fucking lions and hippos and elephants.
Well, and Donnie on top of it, he's like a wanderer, and he didn't like fully understand that we're in the wilderness. And like Zaz was like, dude, like he would just wander off like 30 yards away, and so I'd be like, Donnie, like you got to come back, dude, because this is not a zoo. If you can get whacked by an animal. It's like a real
dude. Zaz could get whacked by an animal. He probably looks like a little fucking like bear cub.
I think a bird, like a big enough bird, could swoop down and get his talons in the bag. Zaz heavy. He couldn't pick him up, but he could do some damage.
Yeah, Zaz dense.
Just the whole no tour guide thing is like throwing me for a fucking loop.
Right. Well, then we drove. Yeah. So then we left the national park and drove up.
Gonna light up a bowl right now.
Yeah, that sounds like
some smoke through the smoke break.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke through the smoke break.
We go to like we drove to this town called Binga, and it was the middle of nowhere, like bumpy roads, no road sign. So thank God he knew what he was doing. But it's literally just like switchbacks of rock mountain roads, and like 1 second I wake up, I'm trying to sleep, and they stop the car and they go, Donnie, look. And I turn on my window, and it's just these giant. I thought they were like dead kids.
This weed sucks, by the way. It's the worst weed I've ever gotten in my entire life, I think.
So why are we smoking it?
It's the only weed I have.
I have gas.
All right, well, tell me if you think it's that bad.
I'll go get my weed after this.
Continue.
Was I saying? Oh, so they woke me up, and I
it looks terrible.
No, it looked like
I don't have this fucking Long Island.
This isn't Long Island weed. I got this from the city. So I got it from some dude.
I have my gas.
Some dude who I've been.
That 845 gas.
All right, so we have a guy who. Listen, we have a guy who's. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, I don't give a fuck. I want to smoke good weed. If it's shitty weed,
it's gonna get you high. It's gonna get you high, but it's the worst like quality physically I've ever had. Like, look at this shit.
You're not hyping it. You're not doing a good job. You should just say
I shouldn't have said anything.
And not say anything.
I shouldn't have said anything, but I just want to let everybody know. It's not that bad, like smoking wise, but it's a little harsh. Anyway, we have a guy who is a fan of the podcast. Hooked us up one time, fat, but it is mid for sure. It's mid.
Long Island mid,
not Long Island. But he came coming through and gonna give me some weight, and I had been trying to coordinate with him for quite some time, and for some reason I don't know. We apparently. He's kind of flaking on me. I love you, man, if you're listening, but you're flaking on me a little bit. It's hurting me. So the last minute last week, I had to pick up what I thought was a quarter of OG Kush, and they gave me that shit. So I'm never gonna use this delivery service again.
It's terrible.
Hold on. I'm going to get my weed right now.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea because I kind of want to smoke. I haven't smoked good weed since before Africa, so it's been 3 weeks since I've gotten like actually high. This is the first week I've smoked since I've been back, and I kind of want a good weed. So
me too. It's been killing me that I've been smoking this.
Eva's going to get.
What was the alcohol situation there? Because I know I saw a lot of pictures, and I think you mentioned it before to me what it was. But a lot of pictures that I was seeing of you guys hanging out with the people, more in the village, not like when you were out at Zah's compound. It looked like empty 2-liter bottles of soda that were filled with like protein shakes.
Yeah, fucking Chibuku. It's called. It's like the brand name of the beer. What's the Shauna name? It's like Sansa, and it's this thick, almost protein shake like texture beer that's homemade. It's fermented, basically in a bucket. You put the yeast and whatever on. You cover it up in the heat, and then, a few days later you have this kind of protein-esque.
Like a froth.
Yeah, it's like food. They call it food and drink because you get full off of it and you get hammered.
Does it really fuck you up?
I mean, it's low percent alcohol. It's like 3.5%. So if you drink it like all day, like anything, you'll get fucked up. But it's so gross. Like I took a sip of it and I was just like, I mean, I'll try it, but I'm not. I'm gonna stick to. They have these other beers which are great called Zambesis. We were just crushing Zambesis. That was my beer. But the Chibuku, it wasn't for me. You should try. I think Zah said he brought the starter pack back. Like he brought the starter, the yeast, so you could technically brew it anywhere.
It'd probably be a lot harder in the cold though, right?
No, I mean you could put it in a warm. You could find a place to do it. It's not. You don't need like 100-degree heat to brew stuff. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but he seemed like he'd be able to make it work. But yeah, Zah was loving it. I mean. So I was throwing back beers. It was like Fire Island's
I miss Fire
on
Island
another level. Yeah.
You snowboard, Donnie?
No,
ski?
I ski.
All right, we'll be skiing. Ev, do you know how to ski?
Fuck no.
I was gonna say, dude, there's no
you
way.
think I ski?
I know it. I mean, I didn't think you ski. I just wanted to ask.
So I snowboarded socially in middle school.
What does that mean?
That I did it because my friends did it, and I fucking hated it. Because everyone just would go to the mountain. I'd be like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to go with the boys. And I just fucking hated it. I was scared as fuck. So the patented McDowell move would be I'd go down the mountain sideways.
On skis or on a snowboard?
No, on a snowboard. So I basically found.
You just snowplowed down the whole thing on your heel edge.
I found like a way that I somehow would be able to slide down the mountain just completely sideways, but faster than you've ever seen someone slide down a mountain sideways.
I would like to see that. Would you ever reconsider?
No, absolutely not.
I have a Vermont house. My sister just bought a house. I don't know how the fuck she was able to.
I'll go there and drink.
So I don't have a Vermont house.
Dude, I want to ski. I've been itching. I just talked to my buddy.
One of my boys' families has like a what's it called? Like a share. Like some mountain, timeshare at some like mountain, and like we all went there and just got hammered for like 4 days.
Would you guys be opposed?
Getting on the mountains is great too because
I didn't look at the mountain besides looking at it from his apartment view.
You get altitude, you get to drink less beers. You get more fun.
We got
when you smoke,
wasted.
You get higher altitude.
I got wasted.
And when you give blood, you just get hammered. What were you saying?
We should give blood every Friday before we drink. It's a good idea. We get fucked up faster, save money.
I did it in high school. I was like, why am I blacked out? And I realized
I know kids that have done that in college just for money.
Dude, give blood?
Dude, I knew a girl who used to donate her plasma, which is like your white
blood.
That's
what I meant, plasma.
That's like your
same
immune
shit.
system.
That's fucked.
And literally, that's what I was gonna say. Literally for $50.
I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I might donate plasma. My dad's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, I'll give you $50 if you really need it. Do not donate your white blood cells.
I have a buddy. He's their typical like Long Island like meathead douchebag kind of, but I love him. He like a juice head, fucking always in the gym, but only does arms and shoulders and chest. Never does legs. Always like hitting on some little like low level Instagram thought and pulling bitches, but just like never talking to them again after he hits them once. But I love him for it, and he's the man. But he would give blood for money, and while he was like taking steroids, and like you can't do that if you're using needles and shit. So on top of that, he's also like having unprotected sex with all these different random girls.
Your boy's gonna get it. He's gonna catch something.
and he'd be like, "You just gave blood? Like you're shooting? Aren't you using steroids?" And he's like, "Yep, shot up last night. Gave blood this morning. No big deal. Like you can't do that, bro."
I knew a kid that used to give. I knew two kids that they would give blood twice. Literally donate plasma twice a week.
Plasma.
Or whatever it is.
Plasma's the white blood cell.
That same
like
shit. It's
I
blood.
know, but I
call it
donate
blood. It's plasma. It is plasma though.
You start to like pass out if you don't have enough white blood. It's like really bad.
Literally, they said, and when they like when they like didn't like they went home for a week, like say for like Thanksgiving or whatever.
How much did you get for it?
And they got sick.
$50.
Yo, and literally, literally, it's like 50,
No.
and it was like in Columbus, it was like 50 for the
plasma
first
for
one.
an eighth.
Yo,
like
in
pulling
Columbus,
out your
it
immune
was
system.
like 50 for the first one, and then like only like 35 for the second one for the week.
Dude, honestly, like if you go in any of those clinics,
Do
it's
it
just
twice for 85, and it takes like they sit there and suck white blood cells out of you for like 30 minutes.
It's gross. It's like this pink
For literally like you're on the shit for like
It's
30
mostly
minutes.
homeless people in there too, because $50.
Yeah.
If you're-
It's one less blowjob they have to give.
Anyway, so hopefully you never have to use plasma that's been donated because it's all fucked up with steroids and homeless people.
What's the game plan to just end up kind of wrap up the whole Zimbabwe thing? What's the game plan for like content game plan? I know that's what Donnie say 8 videos, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 10 video series and coming out the week after Thanksgiving is the plan as of right now.
It's just gonna be like once a week, twice a week.
Twice a week. Yeah, it's just gonna be it's like a massive. We shot for basically 14 days straight, so just figuring out how to break everything down, like what works as its own video, what should be combined. But it'll definitely be like Donnie's normal schedule. We put out 2 videos a week, 3 videos a week if we're doing vlogs. But yeah, it should be twice a week after Thanksgiving until they're done.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm really
Donnie
excited.
does, yeah. Hopefully we like. I think they're trying to sell it, but I don't know if anyone's gonna sponsor it. Either way, it's gonna be a great little series.
Just tell us how does it feel to have a different first name now?
Dude,
Is
it
that
hasn't
official?
changed yet. No,
was
next
like-
Wednesday.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure if you follow Barcelona, you know Chef Donnie is in the running to be Dave's new guy, his right hand man. And in order to show his dedication to that, he put in the paper, started the process to legally change his name from. I'm not gonna say your legal name.
No,
From-
you can say my
From his legal name, which is Andrew, not even fucking Donnie.
Yeah, it's Andrew. That's another story. I got gone by Andrew since I was 12.
You haven't gone by Andrew since you're 12?
Have.
Oh, have.
No, like Donnie's been my name since I was like 12, 13.
Okay, we'll get into that
Yeah.
another time. But yeah, so he now just changed his name legally, or began the process to change it to Frankie. So, what is the update on that?
It's next week's the court date. It's getting closer, but no, I'm ready. I mean, I would have done it sooner if I could, but the earliest court date I could was for next week. But I'm pumped. Like, it's gonna be Frankie, Donnie. Like, my middle name will legally go from Joseph to Donnie, so I'll be like, I go by my middle name, Donnie. It's like my mom doesn't get it. Like I think she's a little upset. She's like, you sound like it's like Ricky Bobby. Like I don't get it.
Frankie Donnie.
Why is it 2 nicknames?
Frankie
They're gonna
Donnie.
think
Frankie
she's like,
Donnie.
She's like, people are gonna think that your parents were idiots. Like, whoops.
Frankie Donnie. Frankie Donnie Enriquez. That has a
It has a
fucking.
good ring to
It does
it.
have a good ring to it.
It
Frankie
has a
Donnie
good ring
Enriquez.
to it.
Frankie
Like,
Donnie.
End of the day too. It's
That
like,
sounds like a half Hispanic, like country singer. Frankie Donnie.
it's honestly such a hassle. I mean, that's not hard to do to change your name, but logistically, like changing all my credit cards, and my ID, like I don't really want to have to do it twice. So even if I like worst case scenario don't get the Frankie job, it's gonna stay just because of the logistics behind it. So I'm excited for it. It's like a criminal getting a new identity. I kind of feel. It feels like
That is kinda
it's like
cool.
a fresh start, yeah.
And any
Everything's
girls that
not-
you didn't want to talk to that had you in their phones as like Donnie or knew you as Donnie, you can if they ever text you like, hey Donnie, like I'm sorry, this is Frankie.
So
or,
yes,
like,
I think you have the wrong.
you have the wrong number.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's a good tip. I'll
So
have
there
to
you
use
go.
that.
So all things are looking up. I'm
Yeah.
happy to have
Yeah,
you
it's
back.
good to be back. I'm
Happy to be back
in New
that
York.
you're now, or I should say happy that you're now back full time
In America.
New York,
Yeah,
or in
just
America.
Sign
more or
release
less.
going to the place right after this. Got to pick up my keys. What time is it?
When are we drinking beers there?
Yeah, I gotta get my keys in half an hour. We'll get beers there as soon as I get it furnished. Like I need a nice
Furnished.
yeah, I need a couch,
Yeah,
coffee
couch in
table.
that bitch.
I need a little bit a bar area. Like it's gotta be. You gotta see the finished product.
Okay,
You
I
can't see
agree.
the bones.
I agree with that.
All right. Thanks for having me on. That was fun.
Thanks for coming on.
It's
Friend of the
whenever I come
pod,
on, it's
Shout
always
out-
a good time.
multiple
Shout out
time
Africa.
guest.
Yeah,
Shout out Africa.
Shout out Zimbabwe. Thank you, Zaw. What's the time?
There we go.
All right. Have a good rest of the pod. See you, boys.
I need Texas to cover this fucking first half end game.
You
So.
wa- You want to do a little segmentation? We'll do our L's of the week. We'll pour some out.
Yes, as Texas hits a fucking 3. Yes, I would love to.
You got one ready? Who we pouring one out for? Hopefully your L of the week isn't yourself trying to fucking sweat out this gambling pick.
Oh, no, 'cause first half game up 7 with 30 seconds left of the first half. I got a -3.5. Sitting in a puddle.
All right.
Bad.
Well, we're gonna keep going as you persevere through this. So my pour one out is going to Sam Hunt, country singer. He doesn't even really do like real country. I used to fuck with country, bro. Like I was raised on country. I was raised on like real like kind of I would say a dark country, if that's even a thing. Like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Sr., which is not as dark, but Johnny Cash is like some dark shit. Like country singers talk about doing blow and like fucking around on their wives and shit. Garth Brooks is fantastic. This new country shit,
That
Sam
dirty,
Hunt,
dirty.
Yeah, this is all like fucking stadium country. Like I met a girl in the back of the farm on my truck, and we fucked real good. But it's not. It's clean. I don't know. It's all just this like catering to these, like white Southern girls that are like affluent. I don't know. It just seems very insincere. I don't fuck with it. Anyway, Sam Hunt, who's one of these fucking lamos who makes this kind of music, was arrested and charged with the DUI if he was driving the wrong way on a one-way road, probably in an expensive fucking tricked out Ford F-150, probably wearing Jordans instead of cowboy boots. Fuck you, Sam Hunt. Your music sucks. You just kind of lie and say how you're a country boy, and you seem like you're a rich kid from Georgia. I don't even know where you're from, but I'm going to judge you like that. So fuck you. Don't drink and drive. Make better music.
Well, I mean, shit, I'm pouring out for Georgetown because Texas just covered the motherfucking spread.
We have a live pouring out. Wow. That's the first time this
Minus
has ever
3.5. Win the first half by 5. Let's get it.
Damn, okay.
Let's fucking go.
That's pretty lit.
But I'm going to keep it.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you, bro.
Thank you, my guy. Thank you, my guy.
When Ev wins, I win because I don't gamble.
Oh, my God, that felt good. I'm thinking about to put some time back on the clock, so as long as Texas doesn't do any fuck, we should be aight.
They don't do any fuck.
But I'm going to pour one out for who I'm really pouring out for. We didn't talk about this last week. I'm pouring out for Myles Garrett.
Fucking idiot.
Who is missing the rest of the year because he viciously swung his helmet at Mason Rudolph, who... This is the reason I brought this up, because I wanted to just talk about this briefly. You obviously, it's like the NFL. You gotta have a line.
Mason Rudolph is an asshole.
You can't be having dudes swinging helmets at dudes, ripping dude's helmet off and then swinging at him with
the quarterback, nonetheless.
Especially the quarterback. But Mason Rudolph, there's certain people like he asked for the smoke.
Oh, 100%
He asked for the smoke.
Yeah.
He was on the ground. When they were on the ground, he was ripping at fucking Myles Garrett's helmet.
Myles Garrett did follow through the tackle a little bit longer than he should have, but man, Mason Rudolph looked like he threw a bitch fit on the ground.
But I'm saying it wasn't
all
even
game Mason Rudolph was
But it wasn't even that.
It
It was that he was ripping his helmet in the ground. Then Myles Garrett just like ragdolled him. But then even after he ripped the helmet off, no, Mason Rudolph got up and ran at him.
Yeah, you're the quarterback.
Like he got up and ran at him.
I kind of liked it at first, but then I was like, yeah, he's with the shits, and I'm like, no, he's just being a fucking idiot. Like, you're a starting quarterback. You can't get a grade 3 concussion because you tried to fight a D end and he clubbed you with a helmet.
Well, the only thing is because it's crazy because when you watch it, like he actually caught him. The helmet was just upside down. Like he caught him with the bottom. Like if he caught him with that shit flipped over, he would have cracked. Not dead, but he would have cracked this shit though.
I'm not dead. You're right, but he could have been really.
He would have cracked this shit. He would have really he would have knocked his ass out probably.
Now Myles Garrett's claiming that Mason Rudolph was dropping hard R's and calling him. Yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those. I don't want to say either way because those.
But Mason Rudolph does look the type of kid that would say that. Like he does look like someone who would be creep up next to him and be like, oh yeah, you like that throw?
I'm gonna just keep. I think he's from the South.
I think from the South, and he looks like someone who would be racist and be dropping bombs like that. But I think. If that
I don't know. See those things. I don't know.
No, but I think he does look like that. But he didn't do it.
It's one of those where it's like it's easy for Myles Garrett to say that, but at the same time, like I don't want.
No, it's not. You should have said it right away.
I don't want to just like say that, and then like if Rudolph actually did say it, then you're calling him a liar. So it's one of those things like you don't know what really happened. But I'll pour one out for Myles Garrett because he's suspended for the rest of the year. He flew to New York to appeal the suspension. They immediately said, "Nope, you are still suspended for the rest of the year." Pouncey got his. Pouncey's such a real one.
Such a dog, bro.
His got knocked down from 3 to 2. The way he came in
now,
I loved it.
I loved
it, because that's exactly what I would do for one of my boys. Real shit. I've done it. I've done it.
Especially if that's your boy and your quarterback.
It was the second he swung, he just immediately came at him.
Oh, you're fucked.
He just bang, 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 get up, kicked him in the it was so raw. It was so real. He just go bang, 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 kick.
I asked Willie.
I was trying to fuck his shit up.
I was like, "What would you have done if that was Big Ben?"
He said we would have waited for his ass in the parking lot.
We would have beat him up, then we would have waited for his ass in the parking lot. Like those are real dogs too.
That's your guy too. And that
Willie
even
and
shows
Alan Faneca?
like that even shows
Big Mac Starks.
And that's why I've always kind of fucked with the Steelers, like because even with like a guy like Rudolph, like the whole offensive line was about that life for him.
Yeah, you got to go to war for the QB.
They were ready to get it popping for him.
And I wasn't trying to say that like Mason Rudolph did or did not say this. I was just saying he looks like someone who would drop maybe an N-bomb at a frat party. But on the same token,
he looks like the kind of dude that gets drunk and sings the N-word at songs at bars.
Yes, and on the same token, but Myles Garrett, like if that's what really happened, you have to say that shit right away. Like then that's okay. If he called you that, I don't have a problem with you hitting him with his helmet. Realistically,
I think there was apparently someone said there was a clip like from the media right after the game in the locker room where he did say it, but it didn't really like make rounds. That's what I heard. I don't know if it like that's what I saw. I saw that briefly today, but I don't know.
I don't know. But also like the Browns, like Baker Mayfield and like other people are like saying that they didn't hear anything of that. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't want to. We're white males. I'm not going to go talk about what's allowed and what's not allowed to do when that word's used. But yeah, Myles Garrett, just like pour one out for you. You kind of flipped the switch on one.
Yeah, he's fucked.
What do you think about your slaps? You got any slappies of the week? Any tracks of the week for the people to hear? I know mine because I've been addicted to this fucking New York drill shit all week.
So you go first then.
So
I do have something, but go ahead.
For those of you who don't know what drill music is, it started in Chicago in like 2011, 2012 when Chief Keef's wave kind of blew up, and there's all these basically drill rap is just gang banging music. They just talk about guns, shooting people, their sets, like they reference like people they've shot. They always like talk about smoking the people that you killed. So you hear Tuka Pack in a lot of drill songs back in the day from Chicago. There's some dude named Tuka that got killed by an opposing gang, and they kind of started that way of saying you're smoking on your dead ops and shit. Create a lot of the lingo that's used in rap today. Created a lot of like the rapid fire like delivery over like hard trap beats, and it started in Chicago and then it kind of faded out when the whole Atlanta like auto-tune crooning blew up, and now there's like a explosion of it happening again in Brooklyn right now. New York's having a moment in the last year, so there's a bunch of Brooklyn drill rappers, hard beats, hard ass like gangbang shit. They're talking about like charges they've caught, like people they've possibly had to deal with. But there's a lot of artists right now bubbling, and one of my favorites are this guy 22G's, and I don't know if he's signed to Kodak, but he makes some crazy ass shit, super aggressive. He has a song Crime Rate, but he's had a couple songs with Kodak, and he rocks the Sniper Gang chain and reps Sniper Gang, so I think he might be signed through Kodak. But he's a song Crime Rate, that's fire, and he also has a Sniper Gang freestyle with Kodak, really good. So check those two tracks from 22G's. That's 22GZ. His shit's fire, and then another guy ABG Neal. So they're kind of from
my boy Hames has been fucking with him.
ABG Neal's hard. His music's so hard, and he's a funny dude. He's like he just tells goofy stories. He's funny. He got beat up by 22G's set. So I guess ABG's blood, 22G's Crip. I don't think it's like color tripping like that, but it's some other shit. I think it's some other like beef that isn't necessarily like just call it the colors or like the flags and stuff. But they kind of caught ABG Neal tripping or lacking at one point recently last week when ABG Neal was kind of at his peak popping wise, and they put him on camera beating him up and shit. But I think there were some things that happened behind camera. I think they probably pulled a gun on him or something, and then don't show the gun on camera like he was. So they're like stomping him out with four guys. He's like, please. I feel like he's probably saying please because he knew one of them had a gun. Anyway, ABG Neal on the other side of the beef. Really funny guy. His lyrics are super funny, but they're again hard, like gangbang shit. I recommend listening to Forrest Gump by ABG Neal and Crime Life Cash, or the intro song on ABG's latest album, Cocaine Cowboy. So those are my tracks. Give him a shot. Give him a listen. That's Crime Rate by 22G's and Forrest Gump by ABG Neal, and also intro by ABG Neal.
All right, this one, honestly, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I brought this up a few weeks ago when we did this, and I've been meaning to. I completely forgot that week. That a song that an album of a mixtape or an album that had been, I can't remember, whatever. You'll probably tell me in a second. That was recently, it came out in 2014. It was recently uploaded to Apple Music.
Ooh.
And that tape is Monster.
Dude, I was just listening to it today.
Future.
What's your track off?
What a better day than say, because today, we're recording this on Thursday. Today is Future's 36th birthday.
36?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. He's 36.
It's bananas that he's 36. But this album, Monster, is now on Apple Music, all that shit. And it legitimately, I tweeted this a few weeks ago. I think generally just having Coding Crazy is on it. And having Coding Crazy on my Apple Music has just made the quality of my life infinitely times better.
You shed some thug tears.
It's so beautiful. Like The whole album is so. I'm calling it album. It's an album, right?
It's an album, yeah. Well, it was an album then, but it wasn't. They didn't have like Apple Music and Spotify like
the whole
kind of as sophisticated as it was now.
Album is so good. From just like Throwaway is a fucking banger.
What's the song? What's the Drake feature on this called?
It's not. There's not.
There's no Drake feature on it?
No, not on this. There's a Lil Wayne feature.
Maybe I'm thinking of.
Which is also a good song. After that, My Savages, Tupac's a great song.
Codeine Crazy though is like I feel like if
Gangland.
If there's no Codeine Crazy, there's no Juice WRLD.
Dude, Codeine Crazy is just something of it's like Codeine Crazy.
Beautiful.
Is like when I think of Codeine Crazy, I think of like just pure ecstasy. I think of just pure bliss. I think of just like
sipping opioids.
Just heaven, just like heaven in motion, in sound. Like just the most delightful, elegant, beautiful thing that your ears will ever be just blessed enough to hear.
And shout out Future for fucking doing this into his mid-30s.
Future's the fucking GOAT.
You know what my favorite Future song is?
Future's a GOAT.
Racks. It's not even his song. He's featured on it.
He has so many.
YC, what you got? Racks on racks on racks. Remember that guy YC? Nothing ever happened to him, but that song came out in 2011.
One
Future
hit wonder.
Popped off on it. Yeah, that was when Future was 28. So it gives me some hope in this rap game. Also, Future is way
shit
better
can
than
change quick,
but
bro.
I know.
I feel because I've really been fucking with Future for a long time, like probably 2010. Before that, really before he got like, because he really didn't get like mainstream big until like Dirty
2015.
Sprite 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Dirty Sprite 2, like DS2 was really what made him like big popping. But I'd been on the wave like Magic. Oh, he has so many bangers, bro.
So many.
What happened to Rocco? I was fucking with Rocco heavy for a while too. What the fuck happened?
I think it's Future's blood brother is Rocco.
I'm
sure he's gonna be rich.
That randomly just popped in my head. I haven't heard him. He had some hits, and I can't remember. Like I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's in jail. Maybe he's fucking still in the free band camp.
Shout out to Rocco because he had a couple smashes.
He did. Young Scooter, I fuck with too out of that whole camp.
Young Scoot.
We've been at this for an hour 25.
Wow.
I think we kind of diverted back to our tangents a little bit, but that's
what happens when Colin's
not here.
That's what happens when the MVP of the podcast is not here. Things just go a little astray. Things go off the rails, off the walls, bounce all over the place. We didn't talk about like porn or anything though.
That was good.
I appreciate all the love. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to follow us because we need the clout. We need clout. We're clout chasing right now.
Yeah, we need to be more active on IG. I'm going to start taking that into my own account.
This is what, and that's a promise from us. And this is why we do this because we're chasing clout.
We're chasing clout.
We launched the podcast because we wanted clout. We want to just talk and have clout.
No, but also we had a mutual.
I know. Well, no, I'm joking. I'm breaking balls, obviously.
Don't fucking follow us on Gram.
But yeah, follow us at 808 Smoke Breaks on Instagram, Twitter, at Double Vodka Don, at Wayne Jetski with 2 eyes. We love you. God bless. Stay high. Peace.